There's one reason you clicked on this video, and it's probably because you want to get to your splits. But I don't know, maybe it's because you like me. I have 2 studies linked in the description if you want to check them out. Number 1, the first one says that you need a bare minimum of 5 minutes per stretch that you hold every single week. What that means is if you are planning on holding this stretch, for instance, and you wanted to get better at this stretch, you're gonna have to hold it for 5 minutes a week. But thank God you don't have to do it all at once. Just break it up into 30-second sets. If you do the math, that's 10 times that you need to hold that stretch for 30 seconds. So if you stretch 5 days a week, you only need to do 2 sets. But I don't really have the time to do that. I mean, who really does in this economy? So I stretch around 3 days a week and I break it up into 3 30-second sets. You can choose whatever is best for you because I'm only gonna show 1 set, and you can either rewatch the last portion of the video so that you can get your second set in, or just do it by memory, whatever works for you. But first, let's warm up. Yeah, this is the part where you stand up and clear a little square of space for yourself so you can at least do the warm up and you'll feel better, promise.
You ready? Did you pause it? Did you play it? Let's go.
Hip rotations, 10 of these, here we go. That's 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, there you go, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And let's do the other side, here we go. And 1. Focus on a large range of motion. 3, and 4, 5, 6, halfway, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Why did I say halfway when I was at 6?
Math is not my strong suit, so let's go to the next one. All you're gonna do is split your legs apart, not to an uncomfortable stretch, but just enough so that your back leg bends like this. And all you're gonna do is straighten that back leg all the way out. You're flexing the quads, stretching the hip flexor. Don't let your back bend all the way like this. We're avoiding that. And then relax it back down. That was 1. And go. And relax. 2. Good. Flex. And relax. 3. And stretch. And relax. 4. Good. And stretch. Relax for 5. We're only doing 8. Stretch. And 6. Good. Last 2 times. 7. And relax. 8. And come out of that stretch. You should already feel it pretty warm in your legs already, even though we've only done barely anything. Here we go. Go ahead and bring that back leg back. Straighten it all the way out. And relax for 1. Good. And out. Relax for 2. And stretch. That's 3. Good. And 4. Relax. Here we go. Stretch it out for 5. Relax. We have 3 more. And 6. Relax. Good. And 7. Really flexing. Relax. Last time. And 8. And relax. Go ahead and shake those legs out. You should be already super, super warm and ready to go. Now here comes my favorite part.
The actual stretching part.
But before we start, there's a rule I want you to know. There's something called the principle of specificity. And it states that if you want to get better at something, you have to practice doing that thing. So we're basically just going to do our splits as our stretching routine.
But don't worry, I'll show you how you can best do it.
We're going to start with our middle split, but if you're pretty tight, you're going to want a counter or a table or something to hold you up. You're just going to drop down to wherever you're comfortable. If this is where you're at, perfect. You're just going to hold it right here and you can lean against it just like so. Feel that stretch. If you're a little more advanced, you're going to want to have a chair and you'll drop down and hold it wherever you can right there.
But here's our first note. If you're getting down to the chair level and you're starting to feel hip pain, we want to avoid that. So I'm going to give you a quick little tip.
On the ground, instead of having your toe and knee point forward as you go out, what you're going to do is bing, rotate out to the side, and that should help you out.
All we're doing is avoiding the top of your femur hitting your pelvis. Doesn't sound very fun, does it?
And if you're super, super duper advanced, you're just gonna grab some pillows and you'll sit on them just like so.
And one last note, we never stretch into pain. Avoid pain at all costs.
The literature is conflicting on this topic on whether you should go super, super intense or super, super light. But some studies have shown that lighter intensity at around 60% intensity is perfect for building flexibility gains. So that's what we'll stick to.
avoid pain.
Here we go, starting with our middle split. Use the counter, chair, or whatever method you are going to use. I'm going to use the pillows. Just drop down into it and hold. Breathing deeply. If you'd like to introduce some movement into it, some light side to side movement, you can. Just kind of helps, but your goal is to relax. Relax as much as possible. If you feel that you can slightly sink a little bit deeper into the stretch, go for it. Remember, still avoiding pain. Pain, bad. Relax, good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Great job. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you might feel a little bit jello-ish.
So that's set number 1 down, and we're gonna do set number 1 of our front split.
So it's the same exact process. You'll use a counter or a table, go to wherever you can and hold. If you're a little more advanced, you may be using a chair. And for the most advanced peeps, a little stack of pillows is perfect. So here we go. Find your stretch and hold. And another round of 30 seconds. People always ask me why I am wearing mismatched socks, and it's because I can't be bothered to pair them in the laundry. Also, my now wife, at the time in high school, she was the one that got me into it. She always wore mismatched socks, and I was like, I want to be cool, so I'm a poser. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring yourself out of that stretch as safely as possible. And let's go to the other side. Same thing. Here we go. Go ahead and sink yourself down into that stretch. Holding and breathing. Relaxing into that stretch. Your goal is to feel the stretch in the hip flexor and the hamstring. So the hip flexor of the back leg, hamstring of the front leg. Probably should have said that first, but that's okay. One side is usually tighter than the other. For me, it's this side, by the way. 3, 2, 1, and relax yourself out of that stretch. Oy! Oh my goodness, your legs should feel pretty jello-ish right now.
So again, if you're doing this stretching routine 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, you just need to do those split practices twice after you do that one warm-up.
However, if you're doing it 3 days a week, you're gonna wanna do it 3 times. 3 sets of 30 seconds.
Pause the video and rest for 30 seconds or up to a minute. Take a drink of water.
Comment letting me know what type of stretching routine or video or anything that you guys want in the comments. And as always, stay flexy. This is what we call a horrendous, terrible, no good idea.